some breaking inputs coming in. It was on Friday when OpIndia had released tapes that showed alleged witness coercion in the TRP case. Now, CBI has responded to OpIndia editor Nupur Sharma and wants OpIndia to hand over the tapes physically. CBI sources say that they will examine the evidence that is being submitted. I straight away want to cut across to Shravan. He's already live with us. Shravan, give us more details of what the CBI is saying, what you're picking up from your sources as far as these tapes are concerned, and how they have contacted OpIndia for the same.
Well, this is undoubtedly a massive development in this witness manipulation tapes that were basically put out by OpIndia. In fact, now we have a confirmation that OpIndia has actually received an official communication from the Central Bureau of Investigation, which only goes on to indicate that the CBI is essentially going to look into this entire manipulation that is actually taking place in Maharashtra. What is very important to point out here is that the story that was basically put out by OpIndia, which essentially spoke about how witnesses in the TRP scam that is now being probed by the Mumbai Police's crime branch, they were essentially being coerced. In fact, in that particular tape, there's a conversation between two people. In fact, they have not been named by OpIndia. And you can clearly see how the witnesses in that particular tape are talking about how Mumbai police barged into their house around 3 o'clock in the morning and thereafter forcefully told them to name Republic Bharat. Now that in itself is a huge cause of concern, especially given the fact that something that Republic Media Network has taken with grave concern, that when we are talking about witness manipulation, what does this essentially mean of this entire investigation that has been carried out by the Mumbai police? The integrity of the Mumbai police's investigation has been now questioned. Now, with the CBI stepping in, it's very important to point out here is the CBI has made it abundantly clear that they are certainly going to look into these tapes that have been put out by OpIndia. In fact, OpIndia has now been asked to submit those tapes physically before the Central Bureau of Investigation headquarters here in the national capital. And secondly, as far as this case is concerned, important to point out the CBI has already taken over a case that was recommended by the Uttar Pradesh government, a case that was registered, and they are also looking into the TRP manipulation that is taking place. And in fact, as far as their FIR is concerned, not a single channel has been named, which basically means that this is an open FIR. In the days to come, perhaps you would be looking into how they're going to look into which particular channel has essentially have been involved in this entire TRP rigging. But this is certainly a big blow for Parambir Singh, Mumbai Police Commissioner, because given the fact that this raises some very serious questions about the investigation that has been carried out so far, and especially the tapes that have been put out by OpIndia are of grave concern, given the fact that these questions are legitimate. These questions have been raised by OpIndia too, given the fact that how witnesses are being coerced, witnesses are being forced to name Republic TV, and that becomes extremely crucial.
Very true. Shravan, stay on with us. I also want to bring in Aishwarya into this story, because Aishwarya, this is a very important development. The central agency to examine these tapes that OpIndia had put out, because as these tapes indicate, if this is true and the Mumbai police coercing witnesses to name Republic, then it is extremely important that the investigation is carried into great depth and the truth comes out.
So, let there be no doubt about it that the tapes which came out, the witness coercion tapes which were brought out by OpIndia, CBI has begun the investigation on it. And it's official. Though it has been stated that yes, the CBI investigation in this regard is in its preliminary stage. Irrespective, CBI has begun the investigation. And it suggests that at some point or the other, the role of the Mumbai Police Commissioner is also going to be looked in by the CBI. The manner in which the Mumbai police and then the officials who have been directly working under the command of the Mumbai Police Commissioner have led to this witness coercion which has been caught on tape and which was brought out by OpIndia is now being investigated by the CBI. So if you join the dots, CBI is in somewhere or the other also investigating the role of the Mumbai police in this whole alleged TRP scam. because witness coercion is a very, very important and a very, very significant charge. And those tapes which have been brought out by OpIndia suggest the same. And as Shravan was also indicating, this could very well change the whole preview of this alleged TRP scam, because it's the Mumbai police whose role is now under the radar, and CBI has begun the investigation. It's a communication between the CBI and then the OpIndia, because it's OpIndia which brought these witness coercion tapes out, Shravan, and it suggests that the role of the Mumbai Police Commissioner will now also be investigated in somewhere or the other. Because in those tapes, it was very clear that the witness coercion and the manner in which and the level to which witness coercion was happening. Shravan.
Well, in fact, Aishwarya, let's also quickly recap for all our viewers who are tuning in. What does these tapes really mean? In fact, this was an expose done by OpIndia, where they essentially put out certain tapes, a conversation between two people. One happens to be a witness in this particular case that is being investigated by the Mumbai police. And in that particular recording, you could clearly hear the person saying that the Mumbai police officials, they had barged into their house. Roughly about 10 to 12 people entered his house. This was around 3 o'clock in the morning. In fact, this was a person who actually had installed the barometer, which becomes extremely crucial for this entire TRP, the rating system per se. And this person categorically told the Mumbai police that, look here, I do not watch Republic Bharat. In fact, he had mentioned the name of another network. As a response, the Mumbai police, on the other hand, said, no, as far as this is concerned, in that particular statement that is going to be recorded, you're going to make a mention of Republic Bharat. Now, that is a clear giveaway, dead giveaway of the intention, the malified intention of the Mumbai police here. And that is the reason why we've taken this entire exposure with grave concern, given the fact that Mumbai police has been investigating. And we've also told the courts how this entire malified intention has to be exposed.